Hare Krishna. So here's a very good question. Can women read the Vedas? Now, there's a big misunderstanding. There's a stigma that people think that Hindu women, women are following the Sanatan Dharma, they are subjugated, they're prosecuted, they are not allowed to become progressive, they are restricted, confined. These are some of the allegations that are raised by people who are against Sanatan Dharma to show that it's a religion or it's a following a belief that subjugates women. That's not true. So let's look at some examples, maybe some shlokas even, of how women are always welcomed. So first, let us see the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan's desire is that all jivas, whether male or female, they come back to Him. They come back home, back to Godhead, despite any form, any body. This is the truth. So we may be male in this life, past life we could have been female. One is female in this life, past life one could have been male. That does not matter. Male or female, soul is the soul. Because the teaching of the Vedas talk on Atma, they don't talk on body so much. There are some sections of the Vedas which talk about the Deha Dharma, the duties that when you have a body, like Purusha Dharma, Stri Dharma, these are Deha Dharma. These are duties as per your body. But generally, 99% of the Shastras speak about the constitution of soul, how we should become free from the dictates of mind and in senses and surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So, although then someone may ask, then why is the Vedic language always seeming to be talking to a male? Like we see many times shlokas, they are pumsaha, that refers to a man. So is the Vedas, is the scriptures talking only to a male? Well, the reason is because high chances that in traditional sense, men would study the Vedas in Gurukuls and so on and so forth, and they would share this knowledge later with their family members, wives, and so on, and children. So, because it is highly likely like the men would take up to this study, and therefore these kind of words are sometimes used nara, pumsa. But at the same time, the Vedas are pointing to all kinds of people. The men could assimilate this technical, confusing, analytical things and present it through stories and simple form, the essence of things, to women and children who are actually more faithful. So let's look at some examples in Shastras. For anyone who has read any Puranas or Shastras, Upanishads, you must have heard some famous names of women scholars. One is Gargi, the daughter of Garga Muni. In the Brihat Aranyanka Upanishad, there's a mention of Yajnavalkya Rishi speaking, having a conversation with Gargi, and all the conclusions of Vedanta is, discussed between both of them. Another great character we hear about is Maitreyi. Maitreyi is the daughter of Maitreya Rishi, who's also the wife of Yajnavalkya Rishi. And we hear their names coming up in many places: Maitreyi Uvacha, Gargi Uvacha, in different places in Shastra. In Ramayana, also, there's a character when Ravan was flying over the southern part of India, southern part of Bharat. At that time, in the jungles, he saw a very beautiful lady doing tapasya. So he became so attracted to her, and this girl was Vedavati. Now, Vedavati had no interest at all in all these things. She was doing austerities. She's a Rishi's daughter. She had all knowledge how to do austerities. And therefore, um, when this Ravan came and he wanted to enjoy her, she was so disgusted. She said, "What is this? This is disgusting. I just want to perfect my life. I just want to be devoted to the Lord. I want to go back home, back to Godhead." But Ravan, being a lusty fool as he is, he held on to her hand, started to pull her. She became so disgusted. But just by looking, glancing at her hair, she cut her own hair, and Ravan fell back. Just see, how did she get such power in the first place? How did she know all this science? It's because she is also very well versed in the Veda Shastras. So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that whoever it is, man, woman, whatever one may be, if one takes shelter of him, one will definitely get the highest success. This is Bhagavad Gita 9.32. Mam hi partha vyapasrita yepi supapayonaya striyo vaishas tata shudras tepi yanti param gatim. These people who you think may be low born for whatever reasons, the worst of the worst, if you want to say, Shudras and this and that, whatever, Shtriya, whatever, but they will get Param Gatim. Undoubtedly, they will get my lotus feet because if they take full shelter of me, Mam hi Partha Vyapasrita. So, therefore, one should not think that there is a monopoly or there's a kind of control over this and that. Nothing like that. These Veda Shastras are meant for everyone In fact, what only women? Why we are doubting whether women can read or not? It's meant even for someone who is not born in a Hindu family, not born in a Sanatan Dhamma following. The Vedas are meant for every living beings. In fact, Srimad Bhagavatam goes so far as to say in second canto, fourth chapter, 18th verse, that all kinds of people, Kirata, Hunanda, Pulinda, Pulkasa, any kind of people from even the Antyaja community, those who are born outside the Vedic fold, they can take to the bhakti and become the most successful. It goes further to say, second canto, seventh chapter, 46th verse, Tiryak apijana kim u. Even if an animal takes training in bhakti, they can become the topmost devotee. So one can only see one, we should not become, caught up with all these bodily designations and thinking this is not allowed, that is not allowed. Bhakti is for everyone. And the Veda Shastras, especially the Bhakti Shastras like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, they are meant for everyone to read and study and
And as
perfect
for
their life. Hare
reciting
Krishna.
mantra as well, the rule is the same for everyone, whether male or female. Someone has to be in a pure state of body, pure state of mind. Then one can recite the mantras because that's a respect to the deity, the personification of the mantras. This is a rule that is same despite whatever gender one is. Of course, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is indiscriminate. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so merciful. Anyone, qualified, not qualified, can chant and become supremely qualified for Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prem.